welcome back to Lolita's Garden. May was a very exciting month here out in West Virginia. I came out to work with my Uncle Mike. My Uncle Mike is an awesome person. He's not really my uncle, he's my wife's mother's sister's husband, but he's Uncle Mike. He lives right down the street. So close. Lives so close. Uncle Mike, how are you?
Are we still on?
Yeah.
Okay.
You think I was going to come by and say, oh, by the way, we're not going?
I don't know.
All right.
A little bit of everything. I didn't know what we'd need.
I brought too much too, so between us we should be covered.
Would think we're going up there for a day.
Mike's been working hard. He's graded my 2x4s, which means he's taken the 2x4s that I have in the pile and he's decided which ones are complete crap and which ones are only mostly crap. And then we'll start building with the mostly crappy ones. Screwed down our first floorboard today. That's kind of exciting. That thing's been a long time in waiting. So he comes out, he's an extremely hard worker, he's a craftsman in his own right. He does a lot of really intricate work, but here he is out here with me building with this big honky wood, and we're both having a great time together. I think he's one of my best friends, and he's like 75 years old, and he can really keep up on a whole full day's work. And he actually doesn't eat that much.
You're pretty much right on the line.
The wood that we're working with out here isn't exactly to dimension, and some of it, after I've milled it out of the slabs that I've cut from the logs, has kind of crowned a little bit and it needs a little bit of plane work, but it's not a big deal. Working with a jack plane is a real pleasure out here. You just feel like Mr. Chickadee or something, even though you're just some internet hack. I got my son out to help for a day. He's now a year old, and he really loves hammers. He keeps bonking himself in the head with this hammer. See? What are you doing? Hot out here, right, bro? The next week I was out here with my friend Kyle and we were finishing the floor. We got one of the walls up and then we finished the floor. And it came together pretty good. It just needed a little bit of planing here and there, but again, using the plane out here is an absolute pleasure. Does it fit? Yeah. Do you have any analogies for how well it fits?
Like a glove.
When me and Mike finished the first wall, we sort of set it off to the side, and Kyle and I had to drag it back in to erect it, and that went pretty well without any hitches at all. Oh, don't kill me, Kyle! I'm good, I'm good.
I'm touching.
Okay.
My hand's out.
All right, now
Are you good?
Lift, I'll lift. We'll just drag it on.
Yeah.
hard to get my fingers under it. Okay, give it a push. 1, 2, 3. I'm forward. See, you're too strong.
Too far this way now.
Now I'm too strong. Okay. I'm pretty much square on the corner here.
I'm in a little bit.
That's building. Now just hold it there while I screw holes.
Hold what?
Yes! Me and Mike did a good job. Things are actually measuring up to within a 1/4 inch of where they're supposed to with this wild wood that I'm using. I mean, like I said, most of this has been hacked out of the trees with a chainsaw. That's not a very precise instrument, but the fact that I'm coming in within a 1/4 inch of tolerance is that's pretty good for me. Jesse and I came out here to inoculate some of the milling sites where I've taken all this wood and I've chopped it up into tiny piles, giant piles of sawdust, giant piles of tiny sawdust that I could now inoculate with mushrooms spawn. So I went to Field and Forest and I got wine cap sawdust spawn, and I mixed that with some of the sawdust that I got from milling here into a bucket. I moistened it up and put the spawn into my sawdust and created my own spawn and brought that spawn out, and I've spawned it into the sawdust that I've made from milling all these boards. This is what the sawdust that comes out of the chainsaw mill looks like after 18 months of just sitting on the ground. It has turned about 70% into soil. It's dark brown. It's not sawdust feeling. It feels a lot like soil, but you can still kind of tell there's some sawdust in there. But it's actually chooching back into the earth. So hopefully the byproduct of creating this structure and doing all that loud, noisy, greasy work will be food. That's the hope. We'll see. I'll keep you updated. And that's about it. Thanks for watching, and thanks for watching.
Okay, now you have to say what you want done here. You want this level with that, which I could do by scribing it, but this looks like it's in from this.
It is, but